Hey homegirls, welcome to my channel. Today we are working on ornaments. Let's get started. Our very first ornament is a religious ornament because I love the story of baby Jesus, and our supplies are super simple. You are going to take 5 popsicle sticks, lay them out evenly spaced, and then you're going to take a 6th one and make it at an angle to create a roof line. These will slide a little bit because you're not hot gluing them in place, and then you're just going to create pencil lines so you know where to cut off the excess that you don't need. You're going to have 2 shorter ones, 2 taller ones, and then the popsicle stick that is in the center point, you're not cutting it at all. Once you've got all of those things cut out, you're ready to move on to assembling, and I just used my scissors because I found that it's easiest to cut them this way. Now, popsicle sticks with hot glue, when you put them on the wood, it dries really quickly, so I recommend only doing 1 dot at a time. It'll make your project look much better without having dried, caked on glue, and things will lay flat and even. So I'm doing them 1 at a time. I did the outer walls first, then I did the center point, and then I'm doing the middle sticks. I don't know what to call these, but basically the middles. And then to make it really strong and sturdy, I'm going to reinforce the back with some more hot glue and then another popsicle stick. This is going to lock the walls all into place and make it really high quality versus it just falling apart. Now we're going to work at the roof line. Take a popsicle stick and lay it at the top. Create that little line that you need, and then you're going to lay them on top of each other and you're going to trace it. And I like doing it this way because we're going to miter these edges together, and we want to make sure we have a perfect seamless miter edge. And so you can see when I put them next to each other, they're going to be the same size, and then when you flip it over and mirror the image, it creates a roof line. So I'm going to just add that hot glue really quick and get that roof line on so it doesn't dry, and make sure you leave enough room for both of that roof line at the very tip top to meet together on the middle stick. If you have any excess, make sure you wipe it away if it's cool enough to the touch. Otherwise, you can use a popsicle stick to clean up any excess glue that spills out. Once you've got those in place, you're going to flip it over and then add 2 more of those miter corner roof lines to the other side so that it's really strong and sturdy, and again looks store-bought. Now I want to make it look even stronger and long-lasting and pretty, so I'm going to add some hot glue to the bottom, making sure I fill in any of those little holes. And this is great if you plan on painting it, but make sure you just clean up any excess glue with an extra popsicle stick. Now I decided to paint mine with some brown paint and watered it down to create more of a stained look versus a pigmented solid paint look. We're going to go ahead and move on to the star. I'm terrible at drawing stars, so I like to do the continuous line star, and then cutting it out is way easier than trying to create your 5 points yourself. I really struggle with that. Then I'm going to add just any color paint I have on hand that's light colored, and I'm going to sprinkle some glitter on it because why not? We want our star to be sparkly for baby Jesus. Once you've got that done, you'll let it dry to the side, and then you're going to take some twine and some hot glue, and you're going to create your little loop to be able to hang up your ornament on your tree. And it's really simple. You're just going to put a little hot glue up at the top peak, and it's going to just sneak right down in there between those popsicle sticks, and then you can add your star to the top. I'm super excited about this next ornament. I know that it might not be everybody's favorite, but I love these because I love the farmhouse look. So again, I'm going to create a big star template with a piece of computer paper, and I'm going to just keep sketching it until I like the way that the points look. But like I said, I just basically did that continuous line star look, and then I'm just going to keep fattening them up to make them look the right way, because even hand drawing these line stars, I stink at that too. So I'm just fattening it up again, and then I'm going to cut it out, and this is going to become the template for my next ornament. And I love these because they're really large in size. As you can see, they're about 8.5 inches wide because I'm using up the whole sheet of paper. Once you've got that all cut out, you're then going to lay it on 3 layers of fabric, and I'm using a white burlap. Just wait, I just think this is so pretty. You can embellish it as much as you want, but I went with a really simple look on mine because I feel like my tree already is going to be so intense with ornaments, and I just love the size that this is going to look on my tree. So go ahead and pin it down onto your 3 pieces of fabric, and once you cut it all out, you're going to be ready to assemble it. And this is going to be why we needed 3 pieces. The first 2 stars are going to glue on top of each other, and then the third one I'm going to show you in a minute what that's for. Now, because you're working on fabric, you have a little bit more time to work with hot glue, so go ahead and just go all the way around all of your edges, and then you're going to take that extra second star and you're going to lay it right on top. Once you've got that all glued down into place, you're ready to move on to the next part. Go ahead and add some more hot glue. But this time, where my hand is, I'm not going to be gluing that part because we are going to be stuffing these stars. And they're going to be these cute little squishy stars that are burlap to put on your tree. I just think these are so cute. Now you want to be able to hang it up, so go ahead and add a little twine loop at the top and then put down that star. Now you're going to take some batting and you're just going to simply shove that inside, and then to finish off the look, you're just going to seal the last of that fabric up with hot glue. Again, you can embellish these as much as you'd like, but I really loved the simple look, the simplicity of it, because I just think they're pretty on their own. Now for this next ornament, Miriam kept calling this mistletoe, and we're going to just go with that. So these are your supplies you're going to be needing. Everything came from the Dollar Tree except for this little boxwood stem that I cut off of a vine that I have in my home year-round. You're going to take 2 pieces of twine, and you are going to just thread them through, one on each of those jingle bells, and tie them at the center point. And you're going to do this for both of the jingle bells because we're going to have them hanging together, but the trick is you want one to be hanging a little bit longer than the other one. So I recommend maybe cutting a piece of twine that is maybe 11 inches long and then one that is 9 inches long, so that you can see that they're off-centered. And then you're going to hold them in your hand to make sure you've got your placement. Hold that twine, don't let it go, wrap it around your finger once and pull all those end fibers of the twine through the hole and make yourself your knot. And then once you've got that done, you're going to just take your scissors and cut off the excess because you don't need any of that extra stuff. It's just going to make it look messy if you leave it on there. Once you've got that in place and those are cut, you're then going to take the jingle bells and you are going to pull them apart so you have that center point where the knot is. And then I love these things. I have been using them this whole Christmas decorating season. These are just garland twist ties, and you can pick these up at the Dollar Tree, and there are a ton inside of a pack. Beware though, when you cut them, they make a mess. So go ahead and cut off a little piece of that, and then you're going to hot glue right at the center point, and you're just going to fold it over. And then I'm hoping that this is going to show well on the camera, but I'm just going to twist it around because we want it to be looped around in there all together so it's nice and snug. And like, this is the reason why Miriam keeps saying that they look like mistletoe. You're going to give it a little haircut up at the top because, again, these things can get a little crazy and bushy sometimes. And then now we're going to take a little piece of twine because we need our hang-up point again for our tree. Or if you want to hang this above your door, how cute could this be? You're going to just make your little loop, and then here is that beaded garland again. Girls, I love this beaded garland so much. I can't even express how much I love it. So I'm going to put some hot glue, and then I'm just going to twist it around to the front and then do a little twist, and this just helps everything stay in place really nicely, and you don't have anything wrong going on, falling off over time. Before I twisted it, I took my boxwood little stem right here and I pulled back the first top two, and then I'm going to sneak that beaded garland right underneath it, and I'm going to do a little twist and a little twist. And this is going to keep everything staying so well in place, and it's never going to fall apart on you, and it's going to last for years to come. And then at the very end of those beaded garland, I'm going to take that and just twist it to create a little bit of a curly cube look. I just like the way it looks. I don't know, that's just me personally. And then once you've got those all twisted up, you're going to finish the look off with a little white bow, and it just looks so darling, ready to kiss people under it.
If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. It means so much to me.
Now, I am not the originator of this next idea, but I've seen these all over online, and I wanted to make my own version of them because I just think they're so pretty, and I wanted to add it to my tree. So again, all of these supplies came from the Dollar Tree except for the fabric and the boxwood stems that came from a vine. And to get started, you're going to take some twine. You're going to cut off the existing hanging gold ribbon that was on these ornaments from the Dollar Tree, and you're just going to make one with some twine. Now, to get your measurement right, you're going to lay your ornament on your fabric. You're going to pull your fabric up to the side so you know how wide it needs to be cut, and then you can kind of eyeball by folding it over, knowing that you're going to need this size. Now, this ornament that I picked up from the Dollar Tree is a 5-inch ball, but the fabric that I'm going to be cutting, I'm going to be making it bigger than that. I'm going to be going with a 14-inch wide square. So to hot glue it on, you're going to put one dot at a time, because again, we're working with plastic and hot glue and it dries really quickly. I'm just gluing on these 4 corners first, the flat sides, and then where the points are, the peaks, I'm going to pull them in and just keep working and pleating it in and gluing it into place. Just like this. And you're going to continue it around all 4 sides, making sure that everything is pulled nice and tight, or nice and taut, as Martha Stewart likes to say. I never say it that way, but anyway, maybe some of you do. So I'm going to pull it in nice and tight, and then once everything is all nice and snug in there and glued down, you are then going to take some more, surprise, surprise, that white beaded garland. And I'm just going to hot glue it down into place first. I put a little dot there. I actually forgot to show that. And then I'm going to just keep twisting it around and pulling it nice and tight down where the little nub is, where you put that twine earlier. It kind of allows it to hold on there nice and tight. And then just hot glue a little bit more, twisting it all into place. And then you're ready to embellish this ornament a little bit more. So here I am again with my boxwood little stem leaves. I just think these are so pretty. I love the way these look for Christmas. And then after I've got 2 of them on there, I'm going to just twist that down into place, making sure it locks it in really well, because these things, trying to glue them on fabric, do not naturally want to stay. They're just too bulky, and the materials just, I don't know, they don't want to lock into each other. And then I'm going to take some of these little berries that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I didn't show it, I forgot to show that part, but I also twisted that on. And then once those were all hot glued and twisted into place, I took the ends of my beaded garland, and once again, on this ornament, like I did with the other one, I just twisted it up on my finger and then curly cubed it, stretched it out a little bit, and then just shaped it to the way I wanted. And then to finish the look, I added a bow onto the ornament, and voila, it is beautiful.
Today's video is a collab with some other girls who are also all making 5 ornaments each.
But instead of doing a playlist, we're actually doing a hop. After my video is all done, you're gonna hop over to Domestic Diva 76, and she is going to show you her 5 ornaments, and then she's going to tell you who to hop to next.
So again, that link is down below in the description box.
My last but not least ornament, I was nervous about this one, but I wanted to give it a try. I saw this wire, and I have seen wire-shaped ornaments before and thought, man, that's got to be just like pennies and nickels to make. So I picked up some wire from the Dollar Tree. I can't remember the gauge, but it is definitely a thicker gauge in wire, and you can tell by just looking at it, it's really thick. But it holds its shape nicely, and it's not hard to work with. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your wire. Don't cut a piece because you don't know how big you're going to need it to be, just because I was kind of freehanding this. But I zigzagged back and forth, and my spacing was about 2 inches in my zigzag. So I zigzagged up and then back down, and each point is about 2 inches long. And you're gonna need 5 of those because we are going to cut off the excess. And see how I left some hanging over at the end there and over on the other side too. You wanna have some extra so that you can, once you're done forming your item, you can twist the end parts together. So we are actually making a star, if you can't tell, because there's 5 points. And at this point I was a little nervous because I was thinking, holy smokes, this thing is a mess. I can't even freehand stars. What am I doing with wire? But I kept the faith and I kept moving forward. That last extra piece, I bent it down, and then all of a sudden it turned into a star. Friends, I struggle with stars. If I can do this, you can do this. So all you're going to do is just keep working around until it looks like a star, and then there you go. Now at this point it still looks a little rough until the next part. Again, I kind of dreamed this one up in my head. I thought it would be so pretty. I took some strips of drop cloth, and someone asked if you have to have drop cloth. You can actually take an old sheet and do this too, but create some strips with using drop cloth or an old sheet or any fabric that you have on hand that you like. And then you're just going to twist it all around those metal edges of the wires. And then, you know, when you get down into those corners, you're just going to kind of work the fabric, turn it whichever way you feel, go with the flow, feel the ornament, be at one with it. And then when you get to the very end, you're going to flap down that last piece and then hot glue it into place. And look, can you believe that? This thing was a hot mess at first. I was losing my faith, and look, it turned into something so cool. And then you're going to create your hanging twine loop at the top and then add a little bow. Now friends, I don't know about you, but I love how this turned out, and I just think it is just so darling, and it costs practically nothing to make. It's crazy to think that stores charge so much for these metal shaped ornaments.
Leave a comment down below to let me know what you think about these ornaments, which one was your favorite, and which one you think you would actually try. Thanks so much for being a friend, and until the next episode, bye homegirls!